we're going to discuss a contentious subject in this video, the Ripple IPO. In this video, I want to discuss whether or not there will be a Ripple initial public offering IPO outside of the US, when it will take place, and what has to happen with the Ripple SEC lawsuit in order for an IPO to even be feasible. However, I want to go into some really intriguing XRP price action near the end of the video. Folks, this is the exact moment we have been waiting for. Everything is going according to plan. To witness that, be sure to watch the entire video. I'm pretty sure you guys are going to enjoy it. I'd want to start by discussing the potential IPO of Ripple in the US and then share my predictions for the future of the company. First off, there was some discussion on X earlier today on whether or not Ripple will go public in the US or elsewhere. However, in my view, there is truly no question as to whether or not Ripple will public in the US. I firmly believe that Ripple will make its initial public offering IPO in the US. The global center of finance is located in the United States. If you want to be among the biggest financial companies in the world, here is the place where you must dominate and IPO. In a recent interview, Brad Garlinghouse mentioned something that truly opened my eyes. Following Coinbase's first public offering, P&PA institutional interest in the company increased dramatically. Brad Garlinghouse made it quite evident that Coinbase's IPO was some type of institutional checkmark to achieve significant acceptance from mainstream financial system actors, even if logically it doesn't really make sense. I think this is something that guys just can't ignore. As Coinbase went public, Ripple witnessed a sharp increase in institutional use. Ripple intends to adhere to the same strategy. Ripple will realize that conventional American financial institutions viewed Coinbase's success as a confirmation of their own enterprise, and I suspect Ripple will take a similar approach. In an enormously advantageous move for their business, Ripple plans to go public in the US and provide the impression that it is a real corporation to all the established financial players. The other aspect of this that requires discussion is the obvious truth that the markets in the United States are the most liquid and drive the highest valuations. It is crucial to remember that the US hosts the world's largest and most significant initial public offerings, IPOs, due to its exceptionally liquid marketplaces. In the US, Ripple is planning to go public. Although it makes no sense for Ripple to go public somewhere else, a few things will need to happen before the company can do so. I won't lie to you guys. These are important things. The Ripple SEC case must be concluded as one of the requirements for Ripple to go public. Ripple will not go public while the Ripple SEC lawsuit is pending. Although I firmly believe that the Ripple SEC lawsuit must be concluded before Ripple can go public. Fortunately, I believe this issue will finally come to a close. Now, if we had a new administration, I would confidently argue that there would not be an appeal in the Ripple SEC case. Gary Gensler's dismissal from the SEC due to the present administration's lack of control suggests that the cryptocurrency landscape in the US, as regulated by the SEC, will probably look very different. There will be no need for an appeal in the Ripple SEC case if a different SEC chair, like Hester Peirce, were to take over. More crucially, there would be no reason to prevent Ripple from going public. If Ripple does decide to go public, their business will grow significantly. They've already admitted that Coinbase was the cause of it. As of right now, Gary Gensler, a hostile regulator, and the Ripple SEC case are the only things preventing Ripple from going public. The good news is that administrations and SEC chairmen do not last forever, so it's possible that a new administration and Gary Gensler's dismissal from the SEC are just around the corner. These, in my opinion, are very positive scenarios. First, a new government that is much more in favor of cryptocurrencies. Second, an administration that won't file an appeal in the Ripple SEC case because, in the end, no rational person would. In this case, the SEC has lost on every single point. The agency feels embarrassed about it. One of the most respectable cryptocurrency businesses is what they are pursuing. It is completely nonsensical unless you want to destroy cryptocurrency in order to win the Ripple SEC case. In the positive scenario, we see a new administration, a new chair of the SEC, no appeal in the Ripple SEC case, a shift toward a more pro-cryptocurrency atmosphere, and an IPO by Ripple in the US at one of the highest valuations ever recorded. This would have a huge impact on the price of XRP since, as you can see, institutions will be rushing up to purchase both XRP and the Ripple IPO. Guys, given the new government and Gary Gensler's departure, I feel that this might all happen in 2025 or 2026. Nevertheless, I believe that Ripple will eventually go public in the US since it is the global financial center. I think we're witnessing something really interesting right now, people, so let me move on and speak about price charts. Many claimed that the launch of the Bitcoin ETFs marked the peak, or at least the approximate peak. Many predicted that we would soon return to $13,000, that this was the peak, that it was the fall, and so on. However, what we are actually witnessing is a sharp increase in prices, precisely as we discussed on this channel, indicating that the bull market is effectively finished. We learned via this channel that a number of traders were essentially trading momentum when they front-ran the news of the Bitcoin ETF, driving up the price, and then dumped it. However, we fundamental investors knew that the Bitcoin ETF would bring in long-term capital flows to this asset class, which would drive up the value of these assets. And that gradual ascent is what we are witnessing. Now that institutions are flooding the asset class and driving Bitcoin off the spot market, the price of Bitcoin has rebounded to nearly where it was at the debut of the ETFs. This is what determines the price over time. It is unrelated to any conjecture regarding the ETF. Gentlemen, we are witnessing the onset of institutional adoption over the long run, which will bring in billions of dollars for this sector. That is the reason I am now so optimistic about the XRP price chart. We are finally witnessing a bounce, but XRP remains inside this gigantic symmetrical triangular formation. We're seeing XRP pull off the bottom here, and if it can get to between 60 and 59 cents, I think this will look absolutely wonderful. At that point, XRP should be firmly back inside this symmetrical triangle and hopefully pushing the triangle's top rather than its base in an attempt to break through. We will need to keep a tight eye on this. One of the things we've learned from closely observing this market is that Bitcoin must be bullish for XRP to make a major jump. Usually, when Bitcoin takes off, XRP lags behind. At that point, when everyone is frightened, nervous, and losing hope, XRP rips faces. As far as we can tell, XRP is acting precisely as one could anticipate. In the meantime, as Bitcoin continues to rise and shows signs of a bull market, XRP is simply loading up, like a slingshot about to launch. Guys, the fact that XRP is rising here is excellent news. We have to be a little cautious whenever XRP approaches this bottom support. We do not wish for XRP to collapse in this situation. That would be rather unsettling. But instead of that, it appears that these charts are simply behaving as predicted. Relocating XRP to the center of this symmetrical triangle is something I truly want to see. To really break XRP out of this and start going to all-time new highs, I would really need to see some sort of bullish news. Gentlemen, there's one thing I know for sure. In the event that Bitcoin reaches new all-time highs in 2024, XRP will always be there during every bull market. Bitcoin surged and XRP trailed behind, lagging behind, trying to shake people and make them give up, but in the end, it trailed, tore, and melted. While we wait for XRP to take action, I wanted to show you in this video that everything is turning out precisely as we had anticipated and that we are finally finding support at the bottom. Before I end this video, I just want to point out how much people detest waiting and patience. Guys, just rejoice that you were able to turn a dollar-cost averaging investment into a game-changing asset. There will be people who have only recently learned about XRP and begun making purchases, and they may not have the same amount of time as you to truly establish a position in this asset class. In fact, it may price them out before they ever have a chance to do so. Just be aware that patience sometimes pays off in the greatest ways. That seems to be how it will work out for us. Thank you so much for coming. Everyone, I hope you found this update interesting. If so, please remember to like and subscribe.